Hey, what's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you all the news, insights, and hot takes about America's team. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're ready to talk some serious Cowboys football. Today, we've got a topic that's stirring up a ton of excitement across the NFL. Should the Dallas Cowboys be aggressive and trade up in the upcoming NFL draft to land Travis Hunter, the incredibly versatile star out of Colorado? Trust me, this is one you won't want to miss. Now, we all know the Cowboys have been relatively quiet this offseason. I mean, it's been kind of a head-scratcher, right? No massive signings, no flashy trades, just short-term moves and more of a steady, almost cautious approach. But could that all change with one bold move in the draft? Could the Cowboys be setting themselves up to make a statement that could reshape their future? Today, we're breaking it all down. And let's not forget that this draft is a massive opportunity for the Cowboys to get the pieces they need. We've all been talking about the same two positions all off-season: wide receiver and cornerback. And why is that? Well, we saw the offense sputter a bit last season when CeeDee Lamb was forced to carry too much of the load, and on the defensive side, the loss of Trayvon Diggs hurt more than we could have anticipated. The Cowboys need help, and Travis Hunter might just be the answer to both of those problems. Let me hit you with something that's going to make you sit up straight. Daniel Jeremiah, NFL Network analyst, went out and said this, and I quote, "I miss the days when the Cowboys were aggressive and fun. Do something different, trade up in the draft for Travis Hunter." Now, when a guy like Jeremiah, who has been around the league for years and knows the ins and outs of the NFL draft, says something like that, you've got to listen. So today, we're going to break this down and figure out if the Cowboys should make a move for Hunter, and if that bold strategy could pay off. Let's start with the basics. For those of you who aren't already familiar with Travis Hunter, let me tell you, this kid is no ordinary player. He's a two-way player who's been turning heads across the nation. He played both wide receiver and cornerback for Colorado, and we're talking elite numbers on both sides of the ball. On offense, Hunter had 96 receptions for 1,258 yards and 15 touchdowns. Yeah, you heard that right, 15 touchdowns. This guy has a knack for finding the end zone, and he's more than just a big play waiting to happen. He can stretch the field, run great routes, and when the ball is in his hands, he makes defenders miss. You can't ignore that kind of talent on the outside. But here's where it gets even crazier. On defense, Hunter wasn't just holding his own. He was a terror. He recorded 36 tackles, 11 pass breakups, and 4 interceptions. Think about that. He's a cornerback who can lock down receivers and make plays in the secondary, all while also being an elite weapon on offense. He's one of those rare players who can change the game in multiple ways. That's not something you see every day in the NFL draft, folks. And let me tell you, it's not just the stats that are impressive. It's the fact that Hunter was able to make this kind of impact at such a high level, playing both sides of the ball. That's what makes him so valuable. The Cowboys are in need of a wide receiver to pair with CeeDee Lamb, and let's not forget that they've been searching for a shutdown cornerback for years now. What if you could get a player who could do both for you? What if you could kill two birds with one stone? Now, before you get too excited, let's take a step back and talk about the logistics. Here's where things get tricky. Travis Hunter is projected as a top 5 pick in the draft. The Cowboys currently hold the 12th overall pick. So if Dallas wants to move up to land Hunter, they'd have to be willing to part with quite a bit of draft capital. We're talking about possibly giving up second and third round picks, maybe even future draft picks or players to convince a team at the top of the draft to trade down. It's going to take a lot to get Hunter, and that raises the question, is it worth it? Let's break down that dilemma a bit more. If the Cowboys want to contend for a Super Bowl, and let's be real, every fan out there wants to see the Cowboys make a deep run, they can't afford to waste any more years of Dak Prescott's prime. He's getting older, and the window for this team is shrinking. Yes, they've got some solid pieces, like the dynamic CeeDee Lamb, the ever-reliable Dak, and the defensive line with Micah Parsons. But adding a talent like Travis Hunter could make the difference between a playoff team and a Super Bowl contender. Let's imagine the possibilities for a second. Dak Prescott with a brand new weapon in Hunter, who can help move the chains, stretch the field, and be a true deep threat. You pair that with CeeDee Lamb, who continues to grow as one of the best wideouts in the NFL, and suddenly, the Cowboys' offense is looking pretty dangerous. Then, on defense, you've got Hunter stepping in at cornerback, potentially replacing what Diggs brought to the table before his injury, and immediately improving that secondary. And let's not forget the leadership and grit that Travis Hunter brings. This is a player who's been in the spotlight his whole life. The pressure won't faze him. He thrives in the big moments, and the Cowboys need that type of mentality in their locker room. When the lights are bright, you want a player like Hunter, someone who's proven he can handle the heat. Now, there's another side to this whole situation. There's no doubt that making a trade like this is risky. If the Cowboys trade up and lose a chunk of their draft capital, what does that mean for the future? Will they have enough assets left to fill other gaps down the road? It's something the front office will need to seriously consider. But that's why this offseason has felt so interesting. The Cowboys are in an odd place, balancing the now with the future. They're not in a rebuild mode, but they're not exactly in a win-now mode either. So how do they approach a draft where they need both immediate impact and long-term potential? Here's where it gets even more intriguing. Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones has already stated that the team will be selectively aggressive in 2025. So, could that mean that trading up for a generational talent like Hunter fits into that philosophy? Is this the big move the Cowboys need to make to break the cycle of mediocrity and take the next step toward a Super Bowl? Let's not forget that this isn't just about one player. It's about the statement it sends. Trading up for Travis Hunter would send a clear message to the rest of the NFL: the Cowboys are all in. They're not sitting back, waiting for things to happen, they're going out there and making moves. It shows they're willing to do whatever it takes to put the best possible team on the field and make a run at the championship. So, what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Should the Dallas Cowboys go all in and make a bold move to trade up and select Travis Hunter in the draft? Could he be the game-changing player that helps push the Cowboys over the top? Or is the risk of trading up too much to bear for a player who's still unproven at the next level? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know what you think about this. Is Hunter worth the price? And don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more analysis, news, and all the hottest takes as we get closer to the 2025 NFL Draft. I'll be back with more Cowboys updates soon. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, Cowboys Nation, stay strong, stay proud, and let's get ready for what could be one of the most exciting NFL drafts in recent memory.